Graybeard Gaming. All right, welcome, Graybeardians, to episode 8. I am your host, Scott, and I have with me Liam, and we're going to go over the Xbox Showcase 2024, and then anything else we have time for. Liam, rate the Xbox Showcase now. Give me a score.
9 out of 10.
Wow, a 9. Yeah. Okay. I'll one up you to a 9.2. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
The OG IGN scores. Yeah. That this thing was great. So we're going to jump into that. But real quick, I know that you're probably still playing Diablo because we played some last night.
Yeah. I did. I'm trying to play something else actually. So, because this season's like to August, so I don't know. Completely burn myself out yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try some other games for a while.
Might I suggest Destiny 2? Because I'm a Destiny 2 pusher. It's like, hey, psst, I got some Destiny 2 over here. Which is what I've been playing. I finished the campaign for I guess Destiny 2, actually. I mean the 10-year run. Finished the campaign with some buddies. It was fantastic. But I've also been playing a game called Scald Against the Black Priory. Have you heard of this?
No, I have not.
It is a very small game on Steam that I believe one person made. And it is a throwback to like the Commodore 64 era IBM RPG. Like where you had like, 4 colors. But man, it is so good. I can't stop playing it. This thing is, it has to have a video representation. So on our YouTube version, I'll have some gameplay of it. I think I put one in our last episode, but this thing is fantastic. It is. You create a character. You've got different classes. It is a hardcore RPG, and it's fantastic. Think of like Baldur's Gate 3, but with graphics via 1992, and that's kind of
Yeah.
what you get. Yeah, that's the best. But man, it's so good, and it's on Steam. It's on sale right now for I think like $13. Definitely worth the price if you want to check that out. I have been playing that. I'm kind of taking a break from Destiny 2 to let like all of this sink in. This story that ended. I thought it ended really well. Could have been a little better, but I'm good. But we did it. I feel like it was a group effort. But anyway, all right. So without further ado, let's get in this Xbox Showcase, because honestly, I think this is probably their best showing of a showcase, and possibly in the last 4 years.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Now it's not perfect. We're going to go over that, but I want to talk about our predictions that we had in episode 3. Now you killed it. I had more than you did, but you killed it. One, of course, you said Gears. They were definitely going to have a Gears of some kind. Yes, that was true. And then you said Call of Duty was going to come to Game Pass day 1. I said no. You said yes. Survey says you won. So good predictions there. I said that I agreed with you about the Gears announcement. However, I felt like Gears 6 was going to come to the next console. I still may be right about that. I mean, I think that's obvious.
Yeah,
now.
that could be possible now.
Right. Yeah. Gears Collection. Once again, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep predicting.
Yeah, we have to manifest it through.
We've got to something. I'm on. I'm going to create an account on Twitter and just say Gears Collection like every day. Diablo announcement. Yes, we did get a horrific trailer. And then id Software, I said that Doom/Quake/Hex and something of that matter was going to get announced. And I don't think that was really a prediction. That was confirmed, so I can't really count that one. I thought we were going to get a South of Midnight release date. Nope. I thought we were going to get an Indiana Jones release date. Nope. I thought we were going to get a Avowed release date. No. I said Clockwork Revolution was not going to be there. It was not. I said Forza was going to be there, and it was not. And then, of course, I said no Halo, and I was right about that. But so I got like 40% of my predictions, roughly.
I mean, I think a lot of it is just basically what we knew that was going to come
Yeah.
anyway. So it wasn't crazy announcements.
Yeah, well,
about
when
it.
we did episode 3, that was just when it was first announced. Like, here is the date for the Xbox Showcase. Last week we did some rumors and stuff that kind of panned out. And of course, the biggest rumor was that there was going to be a handheld there, and there was not. So I don't know who won that one. But oddly enough, one thing I didn't see, and I kind of thought there might be, but there was no redesigned controller.
No, nothing.
No Oblivion remake. Really nothing in that leaked information from the ABK court case.
Yep,
Other than, we did get a new console. We got a Series X without a disk drive. It is not a Pringles container. Thank God. It's still just a regular.
I kind of wanted the Pringles container.
I know. I just always thought about, like, I can't wait to see videos of a cat knocking it over and it just rolling right off the desk. But
it's still just a box.
It's still just a rectangle. It does look good, but we'll get into that too. That's part of the announcements. So let's go. They started out with. I was kind of surprised they started out with Call of Duty. Thought they'd say
that was weird because they start off with Call of Duty and then they have a showcase afterwards.
Yeah, they advertise the whole.
They're just flexing their COD at this point. They're like,
it's like, hey, by the way, we got Call of Duty. Oh, and we're going to show more Call of Duty later. In the meantime, we're gonna talk about Call of Duty. I have to say, Black Ops 6 looks good. I'm not the biggest fan of Treyarch. I'm not the biggest Black Ops fan. I'm on the Modern Warfare camp. I like the grounded, non-conspiracy, like fictional turmoil, right? And Treyarch,
I'm on the Black Ops camp. Honestly.
Are you? So you like the kind of alternate history with all, with like actual presidents and conspiracy theories.
I wasn't big on like Call of Duty campaigns. I'll say the campaign looks good. Okay. But like it's multiplayer I like, and of course the zombies. That's literally what brought me into Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Was when I had 360. We all wanted to play a game, and we got Black Ops 2, and that the amount of hours we put into that. So Black Ops 2 is a special place, and even Black Ops 3, that was great for me. So I love the Black Ops series. I don't think they've actually had a bad one. Even Cold War was great for me. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Cold War
personally.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I've the Black Ops 1. I didn't really care for the multiplayer. Black Ops 2, I did like the multiplayer quite a bit, and I think it's just really the time frame. When they start going back in time to those type of weapons and those, I guess, gadgets. I like the modern stuff. I just do. I like the, not futuristic, obviously, but I just like Modern Warfare's kind of take on modern warfare. It's in the name.
Yeah.
And then Treyarch's multiplayer tends to be like a little bit more speed-based, less strategic, less methodical, more like, run, shoot, but watching this Call of Duty thing, they're changing up some movement, and it looks kind of amazing. Like you can sprint sideways, you can sprint backwards,
you can hop up backwards and dive all the way around. Yeah.
You could do that really cool. You could do that in Battlefield, but now they're, doing that in this. So,
even like the systems are like Black Ops 2 based or Black Ops 3. Just those older Black Ops games. Because recent CODs, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can get to level 100, level 200, 300, 400. And not much to go for because it's just kind of level up.
Yeah.
I know it can get to like 1,000, but in the old Call of Duties, you used to have yeah prestiges, Prestige 1, Prestige
Yeah.
2, and it felt more natural to prestige and do it all again. And
Yeah,
that's what
it
they're
did.
gonna
It's
do.
like I'm
So
gonna prestige. I don't need all that stuff. I got talent. I'm
so
gonna
yeah,
go
they
back
got
to
all that again, and yeah, old Black Ops systems. I think that's what a lot of Black Ops fan wanted, and they
yeah,
delivered on that so far.
yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's just I think it comes down to like maps, movement, and overall feel. I think they're different, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah, they are different.
and I think that's why there's like kind of two camps of that. There's like a Black Ops and a Modern Warfare camp. So, but this one I'm excited for. I really wasn't. I'm like another Black Ops, but after watching the multiplayer, and my wallet said, "Hey Scott, psst, it's on Game Pass." So I'm a little bit more excited
Yep.
about that too, because usually my wife and I both play Call of Duty, and now that I'm on PC and she's on Xbox, I have that's $140, man. I mean that's you have to buy two separate copies, and so this year we don't. We just play it. So that's awesome. That makes it look. I hate to say it. You shouldn't do that, but the one thing on my on Seriously Tech Stuff when I do a review, I buy all my own products, and I say how much I paid for it because I think that's important to review something based on how much you paid your hard earned money on and what
Yeah,
you're getting out of it.
definitely.
So yeah, that's definitely a factor in that. So maybe it'll be more fun since I didn't have to fork out $140. So yeah, so I'm excited about it. You're going to be playing it. They didn't say. Did you notice in the what was it? I forget what her title was, but she was like, "Can I talk about Warfare?" And somebody off
Yeah,
camera said,
Warzone. Yeah,
"No."
they were like, no,
Warzone,
no.
yeah. It's like, "Can I talk about Warzone?" They're like, "No." Like, oh, okay. So I think there's obviously going to be some changes there.
Well, I think I read up on that they might put the movement of Black Ops 6 into Warzone as well.
Okay.
Um, and all your Modern Warfare skins, Black Ops skins, go into Warzone. But
Yeah, when they do an innovation like that, if it works and it's really good and it feels great, then that should be the norm going on. Modern
yeah,
Warfare 4 or whatever the next one's going to be, then that should be placed in that going
yeah.
forward.
So I know they put probably more Black Ops 6 systems in Warzone.
Yeah,
Probably what they're
yeah,
doing.
that's probably what it is. Cool. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to say about Black Ops before we move on?
Um, yeah, just two zombie maps at launch as well, which I'd be excited to play some zombies again because Modern Warfare zombies, that doesn't do it for me. I know it's trying to get more casual
You
people
know,
into it.
well, I tend to again, yeah, I think there's two camps of this. I'm not a fan of
There
the
is.
zombies. I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
like that small open up this area, open up this area, open up this area. I think having it in that Warzone map, it wasn't Warzone map, it was the other map. God, what was the game mode? The that we played all the time. What was it?
Well, you mean the DMZ
Yes, thank you.
mode?
DMC
Yeah.
map. Yeah, they took the DNC map and they just littered it with zombies. I thought that was better. I enjoyed that better because I felt like it was an actual progression from that gameplay. But I get how other people would rather go back to that kind of funny, goofy 1950s zombie, kind of thing. Anyway,
I think because how zombies started, that's how it started with the round base and
right,
you know
right,
the way it sort of progressed, and a lot of old school zombie fans were there from like since World at War, so they'll obviously keep having that mode.
yeah,
I think Cold War did it well because they had round based maps, but they also had Outbreak. It's Outbreak. That also is like an open world sort of
yeah,
zombie thing. So you can have both, but I
yeah.
like
They
Treyarch
totally
like
can. Yeah,
I like Treyarch like no, we're doing round base first. Here we go. We're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna go straight into it, and more Black Ops 3 systems as well because they got gobble gums in Black Ops 6, which basically like give you power ups,
yeah.
um, which they can be really overpowered. But anyway, so I still think it's gonna be fun zombies. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's one thing about Call of Duty. It's like if you if you don't like this one, just wait a year. There'll be another one.
Yeah.
You can start all over. But yeah, that's I do. Like I said, after seeing all this, I'm more excited about it than I was. So yeah, Black Ops 6 looks good, and in looking at the internet, people are excited about this. So
Yeah, yeah, they are. And it's funny because like when some people who don't like Xbox were complaining, saying, "Oh, Game Pass is going to kill the sales of Call of Duty." One day after the game was announced, it's the best pre-order on Steam right now.
yeah, yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
they're
yeah,
still going to sell copies. It's not.
it's not gonna stop selling. It's not.
Well, look at it
So
this way. Okay, if you do the math, like the sales that they got from Call of Duty previously, they got a percentage of the sale. After when it was sold on their platform. Let's just say that was, just for the sake of argument, that was $500 million, right? Okay. So now they own Call of Duty. So they now get revenue money from the Game Pass subscriptions, most definitely going up to some extent,
yeah,
And also on their store, they will be selling it and getting 100% of that money. Also, on PlayStation, they get a percentage of every one that's sold. So, I mean, that's if somebody's thinking about, well, they're not going to make as much money on Game Pass. It's not about Game Pass. They're selling it on PlayStation and PC. They get all that money, well, except for Steam. They got it. The other guys get their percentage, but you see what I'm saying? I mean that
yeah, oh,
$500
yeah,
million
easily.
just turned into like 1.2 billion. So yeah, they're
And
they're
then
good.
and then they're gonna probably put a Call of Duty on the next Nintendo system as well because they've got 10 years with Nintendo.
They
So they're gonna
did.
put it
Yeah,
everywhere in more places as well for
yeah,
future.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Activision's probably like, oh God, yeah, gee, please, yes, let us make a version for a handheld. I cannot wait. Ugh. Everybody complains about oh, the Xbox Series S is keeping gaming down and stifling developers, blah blah blah. Look, people, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is coming on PS4 and Xbox One
Yep.
in October. So maybe
Mainly
shut up.
because half of the people are still on last gen because they haven't
Yeah,
found a reason to actually upgrade.
I
It's
mean,
it's a catch 22 thing really because developers don't want to abandon last gen because everyone's on it, but because they put it on last gen, no one's gonna upgrade. So it's like
yeah, it's a
you
yeah,
gotta
it
take it. You
is.
gotta take a leap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometime, you know.
Well, Sony kind of does that too. That it's most of their first party games are still on PS4 because like what 40, 41, 47.
I think it's a 49
Percent.
million
Well, it's a
on
percentage.
PS4.
It's like it's almost 50% of
Yeah, it's
people
literally
that
50%
play is
of
still on PS4.
yeah.
So you're right. It's like when they release that one game, say like I don't know Spider-Man 3 for whatever, that's only going to be on PS5. Then it's time for them to upgrade. I think we talked about this last time at Xbox One when the Series X and S came out. They said you got 2 years. Like they give a deadline on their
Yeah,
first
and
party, you
yeah.
know,
With
and
the
now,
exception of COD now, because obviously COD probably
well,
had that
right, that wasn't even
already.
a that
But
wasn't even a thing then.
yeah,
Yeah, they
but
didn't.
yeah, all their first party now just strictly
Yeah,
series consoles going
yeah.
forward. So
So yeah, I mean, I would say that there's probably percentage wise, I would maybe there's more people on a Series X and S than there are people on a PS5 percentage wise. So they want to capitalize on that. But yeah, I think at some point, maybe the next one, they're going to have to cut the cord,
yeah,
because we really need to go for it. I mean, consoles in general kind of keep gaming back anyway because you've got generations. You've got something that came out in 2020 and you're having to make, the best possible game with hardware that was already old when it came out in 2020. it doesn't matter an S or an X or a PS5 or a PS5 Pro. It doesn't matter. You're still, it still doesn't advance.
Yeah,
So,
because
you know,
because it's still strict hardware, and they just don't.
yeah. So anyway,
Obviously, that was the point of the console to have like everyone together, but
right.
yeah, so we're still
Right.
stuck in 2013 hardware, and people aren't moving on.
Right. And
So,
now that
like,
exclusives are kind of dwindling and starting to go away, then, I think that hardware will probably get closer and closer together and until it's not relevant. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Let's move on to this one got me excited. This one's called Doom Dark Ages. What did you think of this?
I thought it was a great trailer.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, that because obviously we talked about this about medieval things, and we're like, how's that going to work medieval? But the way they actually made that happen,
Yeah.
that was impressive. And you ride a dragon
Yeah.
or something as well. Like,
And a
whoa,
mech. Like a
and
medieval
a
mech. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
not completely medieval, still like really sci-fi and all fantasy, but
Oh
yeah,
man. Yeah.
that's just like killing fun, dumb fun. Like,
Oh man. Yeah, just all of it looked like it looked less like a platformer, more like some jacked up bullet slinging gore fest, of like
yeah, which I think,
demon guts and
yeah, that's what Doom should be.
yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly. They get it. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of like uh Doom Eternal I enjoyed, but far less than Doom 2016 because Doom 2016 felt like Doom to me. Doom Eternal was more of a figure out how to get up to here and then you play Doom. Jump up to here and figure out how to open this up and then play Doom. I don't know. It's just I wasn't a fan of it, but this looks amazing. That shield with the chainsaw on it, and you can throw it, and you have a mace and a shotgun, and oh man, it
did
just
he did
looks
he have
crazy.
did he have like a gun with a skull in it, and then they shot out a skull?
It looked like
Uh,
it shot out like a mace, like he like the shotgun. He pulled the shotgun back, and it came back as a mace, and it just stuck in, in a
yeah,
demon.
I'm pretty sure he took like skull shards and used them as bullets. It's just
Yeah.
shooting out these skulls. Like, okay.
I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna use your bones to kill your buddy over there. Yeah, this thing just looks amazing. It just looks like every rock album I remember from the mid '80s. So that is, of course, that is coming to Game Pass, but it's also multiplat. This is going to
Yeah.
pretty much everything.
So yeah, Series PS5 and PC. So
Yep.
yeah.
2025. Phil Spencer said that, yeah, he felt like, and I don't know if he made that decision or not, but he felt like Doom has always been multiplat and it's always been on everything, and they wanted to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So
I think some of these decisions actually go above Phil Spencer as well.
I think so.
Also, the dev team,
I
the
think-
dev team would also want it. So.
Yeah, I think recently that, yeah, somebody's given him some. He did. I saw an interview with Ryan McCaffrey where he was actually doing some journalism. He asked him a question about closing in, those studios, and he just gave like a, just a corpo answer of, basically there was a decision that was best for all the
Yeah, stuff like
studios
that.
and not so much for just individual studios. You have to make decisions for. I mean, it makes sense. It's business. You can't take it that personally, but it's still a shame. But yeah, Doom Dark Ages looks absolutely amazing. I hate that. What's his name? Mitch. I cannot remember his name right now. The guy that did the soundtrack for the last two games. He will not be working on this. He has completely cut ties with Bethesda because of the mix that they did. They mixed his soundtrack for Doom Eternal, and apparently it did not sound good at all. And he was kind of upset about that because you don't mix somebody else's music. You like wait
Yeah.
till they mix it and they didn't, and they mixed it themselves, and they released it as a soundtrack. Anyway, so we'll see what the music sounds like. And yeah, that one is definitely on my radar, and it's using the id Tech engine, of course. And that thing is, man, like Doom Eternal on my PC. I've just got like a mid gaming PC. It's like 165 frames per second.
Oh yeah, it's a super
tracing.
polished engine.
Yeah, 1440p. I mean, it just runs amazing. And of course, they're using the same engine for Indiana Jones, so I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, wasn't like either Doom or Doom Eternal on the Switch? At least Doom was. I think.
Doom 2016, I think, was.
Yeah, I think even that played well on the Switch because
Yeah.
that engine is just really, really polished and
Yeah.
optimized. So
Or is that the one? Maybe Doom Eternal's one where you had to stream it. Is that what it was?
maybe because I know it had to be the first game that was on Switch, but yeah, so
Yeah.
even that worked well.
God,
Like
can you-
some ports.
Okay, just think about that. The Doom 2016 came out on Xbox One, PS4, and it was put on. I don't know. We're already in a new generation, and the Switch is still around. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to one that I was really hoping to see and was completely disappointed. And this is State of Decay 3. So, what was it? 2018, I believe we got a CGI trailer of a zombie deer. And I was super excited because I am a big fan of State of Decay 2. I think it is a fantastic zombie game and an absolutely top tier co-op game to play with your friends. And it has come a long way, much like a lot of Xbox titles that come out kind of not really ready for prime time. Over the years, they have updated it and added things and made it prettier and run better and all that good stuff. And it is a fantastic game. The guy that started the studio, the lead, which I had his name written down. I don't know what I did with it, but the first State of Decay, he wanted to make an online game with a persistent world where you fight zombies with your friends. And you just couldn't do that. And back then, it just wasn't feasible. 2 was going to kind of be that, but they just made it co-op, and they were happy with that.
Yeah.
But State of Decay 3 was going to be that persistent world, like you have a base in this world, and it's, other people can work on it and that. And when he left, he said, this is closer to my vision. This is what I envisioned when I started State of Decay. And he's leaving it in capable hands. So he's gone on to started another studio and do something else. I don't know why he left. I don't know if it was because of Microsoft or what, or if it just, sometimes you just get tired of zombies. I know I do. But yeah, they showed a really good cinematic trailer, but it didn't show anything new, really. It didn't give us any information about this game whatsoever. Unless I missed something. Did I miss something? I don't think I did.
Not really. There wasn't a full detailed trailer or anything. I do think there was gameplay in that. Between the cutscenes, just that way they were shooting the zombies. I think that was gameplay. It looked like gameplay.
I don't know.
So
Maybe, but
But yeah, there wasn't a huge amount to really dissect from that trailer.
No release date, no year, no nothing. I think it was just we're still working on it kind of deal. Which I'm glad. I'm glad they're still working on it, but that was a little bit of a letdown. I don't think that. I think if they just showed like a tiny bit of gameplay and had somebody from the studio go, hey, we're working on this. It's going to be online. It's going to be multiplayer. It's going to be persistent. It's going to be this. So stay tuned. I think that would have been better, more informative, and just a little bit more respectful of my time. I don't know. I maybe I'm taking it personally. I just like, I want to know what this game is. I want to know when it's out.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what these showcases sometimes are about. You don't get what you want, you get what you didn't know what you wanted. There's games that comes like, oh my god, I didn't know that was a thing till now, and now I can't sleep until I have it. But and then there's others that are just like, oh, here's carrot, here's dangle, 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 dangle. But yeah, I don't know. Did you play State of Decay at all?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back to it as well because they kept updating too. So maybe I should go back to it and see what they did.
They did. They did another nice update last year. They updated some maps to make them look a little bit better. And I mean, even now the game looks good. And I tell you what, that game right there, that game, State of Decay 2, has better driving mechanics than some racing games I have played. I swear. I mean, that thing, if it just has fantastic for a zombie multiplayer co-op game, it has really good driving mechanics, and I hope that they implement that in the State of Decay 3. So, just saying. All right, so let's move on to this one because it's a little divisive, and I looked at the trailer on YouTube, and it's not getting any love. This is Dragon Age Veilguard.
Yeah.
I went back and looked at the first trailer, the announcement trailer for Dragon Age Origins, and it was brutal and amazing. It was just like nothing like this at all. And then I went back and looked at the Dragon Age Inquisition announcement trailer. And although it did have a pop song in the back that was redone, it was a good representation of what that game is. It's like a big battle, like a fight over a world.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this, man? This looks like a PvE hero shooter.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about. I thought, what is this trailer? There's actually gonna be gameplay tomorrow. Like they're gonna do like a full show or something. So I'll have to look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, that trailer though.
Oh god, it was terrible.
That completely lost me. I was like, wait, that's what I thought it was. I thought, oh, Dragon Age Hero mode.
Yeah, I thought it was like, hey, this kind of
something.
Yeah, I was like, this is Dragon Age, I think, but this has got to be a mobile game. This is like something they're gonna have out before the Veilguard. And
yeah, that's what I thought. And then it went Veilguard. I thought, wait, what? So that trailer was probably the lowest point. I don't know who thought that would be a good trailer for a series that is a story game. There was one of the characters, which I forgot her name, but she was in Inquisition.
Cassandra?
No, Harding. Scout Harding?
Yeah.
Little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dwarf lady.
Oh, yeah. With the freckles.
Yeah.
Is that
so
her?
that was kind of cool. Yeah, that's her. And I don't know who the others are. I'm not sure if that was Varric or not, but I don't think it was.
No.
So there are some.
He's got reddish hair, and that guy had black hair.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there are characters, obviously, that will progress, but Dragon Age is like it's a story game. Like the last Dragon Age Inquisition I played, what a fantastic RPG that I just got into because I didn't play Dragon Age before. I played that one. I loved it.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was really good. I loved it.
Imagine that being like, I don't know. Imagine that's how you advertise a Mass Effect campaign or a Halo campaign with just these loads of people going everywhere. It's like, that just trailer did not do anything.
Yeah, like a Sangheili shooting, and they freeze it and it goes, the Arbiter. I'm like, what? I mean, it was terrible. And it's a trailer, so you can't really go by that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm not judging the gameplay yet because I have to see what they do with it. But that trailer was well off.
Yeah.
Well off.
The announcement trailer usually sets a tone for the game.
Yeah.
And this tone is
off.
Toneless. It is very off.
Yeah, it was very, very off. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
He had one job.
I don't know. Well, okay, we do know that this was not called Veilguard at first. This was called Dreadwolf. And at some point, it was going to be a live service game. It was going to be like an open world, persistent, like Destiny to some extent. because that's where everybody was going, And then look at their failed. God, what was that game? I can't think of the game. The Iron Man game.
Well, yeah, EA's Anthem.
Yeah, thank you, Anthem. And that thing flopped. Soon as that flopped, then somebody went in there and goes, no, we're not doing that. You just redo it. So
Yeah.
this kind of looks like maybe some remnants of that, but I don't know. I mean, it's a party-based RPG, so you're going to have a party. It just introducing those characters. I don't like any of them. They look obnoxious, and two of them I expected them to whip out a cell phone, chewing bubble gum, and just I can't be bothered right now. It just doesn't. And maybe it's just I don't think it's just me. I mean, I'm an older gamer, obviously. I'm a graybeard, but I also like good content, and I don't think anybody liked that trailer. So
I mean, I'm not a graybeard quite yet, but no, I did not like that at all.
Yeah. Okay. So we're
I wanted to see the story. I wanted to see the world because the last game ended on a cliffhanger, and then to go into this, tonally, it just fell off the mark entirely.
Yeah. I have been tempted to go back and play Inquisition because I finished the game when it came out, and I haven't gone back to it again. But after watching this, I'm kind of changed my mind.
Yeah, the only achievements I would need from Inquisition would be like hardcore difficulty because I never finished that. But apart from that, I finished most of the achievements and did the story, and I put hundreds of hours into that. So please don't be like a PvE live service still.
Well, I remember they did have some leaked footage of the combat about a year ago, and it did look good, but it did look, dare I say, cartoony. Like it did seem to have a visual presence of being more on a World of Warcraft type of kind of aesthetic. And then after seeing this trailer, I'm like, that kind of looks like what they're going for, but
yeah, I don't know how to feel about the graphics either. I wasn't sure if they were doing the same engine or it did look a bit more cartoony than
all the other versions have been as realistic as you can possibly make a dark fantasy. But man, I don't know. Maybe they'll have their thing where they can show what this is going to look like.
I'm going to see what the gameplay is and come back next week with that. But that trailer, no.
Yikes. Well, we'll talk about that later when we get more information, but right now, not happy. Okay, the next thing that came up was Starfield's Shattered Space. This was a good showing. It looked very dark. It looked watching it. It looked like a Destiny trailer. Like the guy at Bungie went over there and went, "Hey guys, and you don't know how to make a trailer. Let's make a trailer." It looks not what I expected. But,
that's not right.
Yeah, but in a good way, in a very good way. Yeah. So when this,
it was definitely a great trailer, and a lot of the sort of reactions were thinking like, "Oh look, a Dead Space something." Because it did kind of look horror.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's got a very dark theme. So that interests me because I do like horror games and things like that. Going back to Dragon Age, it does have a fall 2024 release. I think it's in November.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had to mention that because that was released. That was at the end of the trailer. But Shattered Space does not have a release date. It's 2024, unless they release that today. We're getting trickled information, and we probably will get the other week.
They released the Creation Club and mods.
Yeah. With a $7 mission on it already, so get ready for that.
With the DLC, that'll be later this year anyway. The DLC.
Yeah, that's coming out this year. So far we've got Black Ops 6, we got Dragon Age, the Veil Guard, and supposedly Shattered Space. And then the next one that came up was Fallout 76, and this was their new Skylands, I think is what it was called. They did this goofy fake 50s TV show kind of thing. And
Yeah.
at the end of it, it was like a telethon kind of thing. He says, what did he say? I wrote it down. Bombs come a dropping, don't come a knocking. I'm like, it doesn't even rhyme. Like, what? What is,
I mean, those
that was
trailers
just
are
kind of.
always cheesy.
It was very
silly.
cheesy. It wasn't even really well done. It was. I don't know. I got a kick out of it. I thought it was funny. But
Yeah.
there's new. Oh, excuse me. There's new content coming to Fallout 76, and you can play as a.
Ghoul or
Ghoul.
Yeah.
God, what's wrong with my brain today?
yeah, 20. But I think that was 2025, which is really. I have no idea about 76. That's not what I play, so I don't
This
know.
says June 12th. So
I mean, they had some,
that's
updates.
yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
Wednesday. So you can play that Wednesday. I'm not a fan of that game. I like Fallout 4. Not really a fan of the multiplayer on the Fallout, but anyway.
I know it's got a lot of interest now because of the show, and a lot of people playing it 4 and 76. So they'll probably keep updating them now
Yeah.
because it's a new life from Fallout. So
Yeah, another. I know somebody made a phone call to Bethesda and it's like, "Where's the next Fallout game?" And they're like, "Oh, 2034." And they're like, "No, wrong answer.
yeah,
Get somebody on it right now." So looks like we're never seeing Elder Scrolls. So the next game is a new game. It's a new IP called Expedition 33, and this game is visually stunning. It looks like, to me, it looks like a French Japanese RPG. Probably not something that I would play, but man, this looked really good. What did you think about this?
oh yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
Trying to remember what it was now. Was that the
it looked very
or like
pretentious.
the
I could say that. Looked very
was that all
French.
like the
Yeah.
was that all like the buildings sort of up in the air and like I
Yeah,
think they had the
everybody's
Eiffel
wearing
Tower or
like
something.
17th century
Yeah,
clothing, but yet they have, like they're doing karate and stuff. This one looks every bit of a turn-based RPG, party-based or whatever. So
oh yeah, party based.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I believe this is also coming to Game Pass. But this looks
yeah,
interesting. I might try it, but it just doesn't look
yeah.
like something.
That's the thing with a lot of these announcements, and why the Xbox showcase was
Yep,
good and a lot of people loved it because
Game Pass, Game Pass,
ninety
Game Pass,
percent,
Game Pass. Right.
90% of it is Game Pass. So even if you don't like a game, you can try it.
Yeah, I mean, and the majority of this stuff is first party, which is kind of contrasting to PlayStation's where none of it was first party. Like all of it was third party, and this
Yeah.
is this is a good mix of. There's a ton of stuff that's first party, and then there's third party. So anyway, we did get a gameplay trailer for South of Midnight. And of course, I have to rate the Southern accents because I am Southern, and this is not that. That's not how they talk in Louisiana. I'm sorry. It may be in the 1940s, but they're using a very archaic kind of Southern accent, and that may be deliberate because it does this doesn't look. This looks like it could be in the 40s. But I did. If you notice, like the cut scene was like a 24 frame per second, almost like
Yeah,
a
so
like a stop motion
yeah, it is
kind
it
of
is
look.
stop motion animation. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But then when you go in
I'll look at that.
gameplay, it's like 30 frames per second. So it's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, I like it. I actually thought it was really cool because not just like games don't aren't just in like one box. They can explore different ideas. So it might be different to anything else you've seen, but that's good. Let them experiment. If it works, it works. But
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah. I
they have
mean,
different
by all
ideas.
means, yeah. That's that. 24 frames per second. It was an artistic choice. No. Yeah, it does look interesting. It just, to me, it looks just a little off because it is obviously not stop motion, but
Yeah,
it's made to
yeah,
look
it's meant
stop
to look.
motion. Right.
Yeah,
If they looked like they were maybe, I don't know, more like clay or I don't know, it just looked kind of strange, and especially going
maybe.
from that look to like a 30 frames per second, and then the gameplay looked like Souls like. which
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed because I think that's I'm just getting a little tired of that. So I don't know. I mean, it looked good, but I'm honestly a little bit less interested in it looking at the gameplay.
I thought I liked the gameplay. Honestly, I
Yeah.
wasn't
Okay.
sure about the battles, but the way you can move and just travel the world, I thought was really interesting because
Yeah.
she could just make a parachute out of nothing apparently, and so
Right.
she just went flying. I thought, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You could just
Yeah.
travel, and you got a big fish friend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was watching it with a friend of mine, and he goes catfishing, and that was the first remark he says. Why does that catfish have a nose? It's like,
yeah, so
yeah, I can't
yeah,
answer
it
that.
was unique. So I'm interested.
Yeah,
Yeah, as I said, it's definitely something to try out.
yeah. I mean, it's something new. It's something different. The setting is obviously different. You know, it's steeped in like kind of like a Louisiana lore, and you know, you being not from this country, it's very
I would have to go to the south to understand it.
yeah, it's very
It's just
old, it's
okay.
very hot, it's very swampy, and there's
Yeah.
voodoo and folklore and music, and it's just it's really cool. But it's and there's a lot of French um, like architecture and you know, people. I mean, you know, there's people down there that are Cajun that are, you know, from French descendants because that's who settled there was, you know, French. So there's a lot of influence in that area, and it shows in this trailer. So, and these guys are not from America, so it's probably not easy for them to kind of pinpoint that and nail it down. You know, not even being here. So good job. Okay, so the next one was World of Warcraft: The War Within's coming out on August 26, 2024, and I will be excited if I can find people to play with me. So anyway, and then next up was the Metal Gear Solid remake. Now, this looks good. This is Unreal Engine 5, and it is a remake. And but I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Metal Gear series?
I didn't play much of the Metal Gear series. I think the last ones I played was I think Phantom Pain. I played a little bit, and
Yeah, I
beyond that,
did
I think
too.
the last one I played on like PS2. So I don't know how the remasters have done because I know like they did the remasters recently.
Yeah,
Um,
I played like the original, and it was okay. I just it's even back then I was not fond of, you know, cutscene gameplay,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
gameplay.
And big,
Um,
big cutscenes.
yeah,
I do find it weird that they had a remaster of the games, and this one gets a remake. So like, why not just remaster it like the others? But people really enjoy this particular Metal Gear, so
yeah,
they,
yeah. I think that they should, you know, put these in newer engines when they do stuff like that. It's some of them are just getting that, you know, that old.
yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah, and I also played 5 because I like the okay. Here's the area. Here's your mission, and then it just drops you in it, and you got to kind of
Yeah.
figure out what to do. And I did enjoy that. It was a little clunky. All those games to me feel a little clunky, just in its mechanics and how you know, do things. It's weird to me that like over here or in the West, we adopt a control scheme that works, but we also allow the player to change it.
Hmm.
In the East, they go. It seems like each game goes. This is how you play the game,
Yeah.
and you know that's
Um,
it. It's
so you're
like
sort of like, oh, I'm pressing this button for this, and
right,
yeah, it's,
right. I'm not. I don't really remember if you could change all the buttons in that, but I just remember it being a little. It seemed like most games that I play that are like that. It's like, oh, I don't. This is so I hold right trigger, which would be to shoot my gun, and that talks to people. That's going to be a problem for me. Let me go change it. Oh, I
yeah,
can't. You know.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So you have to get used to that.
right. So
Well, I
I
hope the
always thought
control
those were kind of
scheme
weird.
changes with these remakes, at least. They allow you that.
Yeah,
I don't think
they
there
should.
was a date for this either, was there?
Is yeah to be announced.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to
But
something we know about, which is Sea of Thieves. Did you see that ship? Holy cow! Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I've been playing Sea of Thieves for a really long time. I know you have also played some Sea of Thieves, and this is the ship I wanted, like from day one. This is like a uh, I don't know what you call it. I'm not as seafaring as some people, but it is a big ship. Now, the biggest ship in the game so far is a 3 to 4 man galleon.
Galleon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it has a lower deck, and it has 2 sails. No, 4 sails complete. This is an actual like ship. It looks like it has 4 levels, tons of cannons, and what looks like a dragon, fire-breathing dragon on the front of it. And you
yeah. It's
get
got
to
this
be a
big
bad
can
guy.
at the front. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. It's like now you get to be the bad guy. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been a bad guy in Sea of Thieves for quite some time.
I'm a pirate. We are
Right,
bad guys.
pirate. Yeah, exactly. It's like, hi, I'm blowing up your ship. I'm taking all your crap. Um, but yeah, this comes out in July 25th, and these guys have been, oh man, I mean, they were just working overtime creating new content for this game.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah, if you
easily one of
haven't,
the best service games, I
oh,
think.
absolutely, absolutely. If you haven't tried it, try it. And if you're new to it on PlayStation, um, which apparently a lot of people bought it, you're gonna love it. It's just a fantastic game. Oh, excuse me. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Okay, so the next game I had been keeping my eye on because of the studio A44. This is Flintlock Siege of Dawn. This comes out next month on the 18th, and this man, what do I say about this? One of the things that made Ashen, their previous game, their first game, stand out was the art style and the world. It was very artistically how should I put it? I don't want to say low. It's not like low detail. It's just that they didn't use a lot of graphics to get in your way to tell a story to play a game. It was kind of a minimalistic. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
practice in minimalism as far as game graphics. I know how that sounds, but you have to just see it. And I love the way it looks. Their music was fantastic. The sound design was fantastic. It's one of the only Souls type games that I've ever finished. So when I saw this, I was a little disappointed because it just looks so fucking generic. I mean, in every way, from the character to the gameplay to the setting, I just feel like I've seen this game 100 times. Now this is a Souls-like game, also, except you have a flintlock. Obviously, you have a gun, and I am currently downloading a trailer off of, I mean, a demo off of Steam. So I'll talk about that next week after I play a little bit of it. But what did you think of this? Have you seen this game before? They've had several trailers.
yeah, yeah. No, I was waiting for this game to actually sort of get close to release. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure they showed a lot of it before.
they did. They showed more of it. There was another trailer, I want to say in January ish. Um, the it's coming out this year trailer basically, and it showed more of it. This looks more polished and more finished, but also just kind of bland. I hate to say.
Yeah,
I
but
do understand. I have a friend that works at RocketWorks Studios, and which is in um, it's not Wellington, New Zealand. It's the other one. It starts with an A. Um, anyway, they're right down the street from A44, and that studio knows all the guys from A44. He said that most of the people that worked on Ashen have moved on to other studios.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
usually how it
yeah,
goes.
they had
So
some. They had someone new come in and manage the place, and basically they all left. So that never looks good, you know. So I'm not as excited about this game as I once was, unfortunately.
yeah, I'm not a big Souls type person at all, so I'm not sure about these games. But obviously, people enjoy them because these type of games keep coming out.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
they
definitely,
do.
I mean, they definitely look impressive all the time. All these games.
Yeah,
Um,
I will say that playing Dark Souls cheats. Like From Software is trolling you. I'm just I'm just gonna say it. And anybody that plays those games knows it. It's like it's you those the game just cheats. I mean, it just does, and it's for some reason part of its charm, I guess. But Ashen doesn't do that. It doesn't like it doesn't an enemy doesn't hit you and take 5% of your health and then turn around and do the same attack and take 90% of your health.
yeah.
Not a different attack, just the same exact, which Dark Souls does or can. Um, it doesn't cheat on you like that. It lets you learn the enemies and that's kind of. So anyway, so I really enjoyed it, but this one, I don't know. I'll let you know next week after I play the demo and
Is that
see
just
how it
on
goes.
Steam, the demo?
Yeah, yeah. Steam has their Next Fest right now, which has a ton of demos. So I currently also have downloaded. There's a demo for a game that they had at their Xbox. I think in January it was the Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a demo on Steam right now. I've got that downloaded. I'm going to play that later today, I think. And yeah, I mean there's a ton of stuff on there. So if you're on PC, you probably already know, but head on over to Steam and check out all the demos. And it's there's some really cool stuff. The next one I'm downloading is Once Human, which is like a post-apocalyptic multiplayer open world survival game that the developers swear is not a scam. So I think it looks a little bit like what was it, the day after or whatever it was called earlier this year that was turned out to be a total scam. Anyway, moving on. All right, the next one up is Age of Mythology. I played this when it came out years and years ago. I didn't like it as much as the regular Age of Empires. This is a different version. This is like a completely revamped version. It's a strategy game with Greek gods and whatnot. And that comes out on September 4th of this year. And I'm guessing you're probably not a strategy fan either.
no, not really. I haven't.
Yeah.
I should play the Age of Empires games or something, but no, I never been into strategy really.
Yeah. So let's move on to Perfect Dark, which was a total surprise to me. I was very surprised to see anything from this game at all, and the showing looked really good to me. It looks like a updated version of Perfect Dark, as it should be. The parkour fighting, the guns, the spy stuff. I thought it looked good. What did you think?
Yeah, I was really surprised about this because I thought there'd be like a trailer,
Yeah,
for Perfect Dark to say, "Oh look, we're alive."
yeah, a State
It's
of
here.
Decay 3 trailer. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But no, they just dropped this gameplay, and wow, this took me by surprise. I just still no dates on it, but it looks like Cyberpunk and Mirror's Edge and Spies and just all these sort of types of games just mashed into one. And yeah, I don't know how they. I still have to play the original Perfect Darks. I've got them somewhere, but I really like how this looked. Like this whole. I miss like spy games.
Yeah,
So I hope that's scratching my itch really. Um, There's a lot of gadgets that you can use, and you're using the voice notes of people. You can have this whole scan and you shoot people in slow motion and
yeah.
yeah, traversal, just everything. Just it looks really, really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in it that if they can pull it off and it all comes together, it looks like it's going to be actually a really good game. Yeah, this looked good to me. I don't necessarily like the way she looks. She doesn't look like Joanna Dark. I don't know. That's just my personal. Joanna Dark's usually pretty, but it's a it's a first person game, so who cares? But yeah, I like the gadgetry and everything. the last one for the 360, the Perfect Dark, I enjoyed it, but it was a little goofy, I have to say. This was made by Rare, and it didn't really go over well with fans, and it felt more like just a showpiece for the 360. Because it felt very dated. Later we found out, I think that game itself was supposed to be on the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
And
wow.
and they just kind of kept revamping it until it, eventually landed on 360. But this looks like a more updated, this looks like what an update should be for a game that
Yeah.
came out, years and years ago. So, yeah, I'm now excited for this game. When they announced the initiative, I was like, this is your opportunity, Xbox. This you got a quadruple A studio that you've put together, handpicked. Still a bad idea. Make a new IP, and then they come out with a Perfect Dark, and I'm like, God dang it! But after seeing this, now I want to play it. So,
Yeah.
TBA, no date. I'm guessing probably next year. I don't think anything they're showing is outside of next year. I would hope.
I hope not. I hope not that everything is slated for next year. There's a lot of games slated for this year that might slip into next year
Yeah.
as well. So I'm like, some could be 2026.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's skip ahead. Let's go to the next one, or just for the sake of time. But and I'll let you comment on this. But this Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, which I think they got the name from the reception of season 1, is, holy shit, was that not a nightmare fuel of a trailer? I mean, that was
Yeah.
holy
Jesus.
shit. Yeah. That was like what is it, Blumber House or whatever that makes the horror movies should just watch this and take notes. It was terrifying.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. Well, I expected it
Yeah.
to
Well,
be terrifying. I think they actually said, the developers actually said that was toned down from what they originally put.
holy shit. Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want
Maybe.
to see,
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah. Maybe,
Oh,
maybe a little therapy, guys. Maybe get out of the office, get away from the screens a little bit. But this is October 8th, 2024. Now we've already got like a lot of information on the expansion. It's not. This wasn't really. I think this was more of like a tone setter,
oh yeah,
and a release date announcement than a, hey, this is what we're working on. Because they've been very open about what they're working on. It also, I think you told me, was what, $40 on
yeah,
Xbox. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and they sent out a survey for their cousin. It's like, hey, how do you feel about $100 DLC? Wasn't it $100? I think it was $100.
yeah,
And it was like, let me tell you what I think about that. And then it comes out and it's $40. I'm like, I wonder how that went. Yeah, spoiler alert. But that trailer looks really good. But yeah, we played some Diablo 4 last night with the new season, and I leveled up from 1 to 15 in like 45 minutes. It was just like,
yeah.
so it is insane. I'm gonna get back into that and play a little bit more of that. But yeah, this trailer was, ooh, man. I liked it though, because this is the stuff that Xbox used to show. They used to be, the uncle that was like, oh yeah, man, your mom and dad won't let you watch that. I'll let you watch it just next time we can. That's what Xbox
Yeah.
used to be, and they're not anymore at all. They're like the aunt that's like knitting in the corner. Let me tell you about when I met your uncle. But yeah, that was unruly. So. But when we get closer to that, we'll talk about like the specifics and everything, because I know you're going to probably
Yeah.
get every little bitty tiny detail.
I know they're going to have new information in July about everything that's going on
Yeah.
in that expansion, and probably the next season and so on. All I know is there's going to be a new class with it.
Yeah.
new region and obviously new story
Yeah.
with this whole thing. And they've already released pets in the game, and the
Yep. Got
if
my
you
gold.
pre-order all the expansions now, you can you can get all these different pets. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, of course. So yeah, I saw people already playing with the new stuff, like pre-ordered as soon as it comes out. I'm like, really? Like,
Jeez. Yeah.
you can't even play it until October. I understand pre-ordering maybe like a week before. If I'm going to pre-order a
Maybe.
game, I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait until close to release.
Yeah. But I
If I
mean,
really wanted to pre-order a game, because I mean there are some games that I will buy. Like I don't buy a lot of games at full price, but if I really wanted a game, I'll buy it. So I normally like pre-order it just to pre-download the thing. Um, I don't see the point of pre-ordering 6 months out.
no. Well, keep in mind though, on Xbox, you can download games that you don't pay for. You can
Yeah.
pre-order
You can do that.
games,
Yeah,
and
you can do that as well. But
I always
like,
recommend not pre-ordering games, but I can see where like an expansion. I think that's a safer bet. I mean, it's not like it's. I mean, you might not like it, but it's not going to be like a. It's not going to not work. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
as a
no,
full
but like
fledged
just
game, yeah.
no, but like I don't know. Say for example, Destiny had it. They just announced their new expansion today, and they did another one. Are you just gonna buy it right now
No,
if it releases in 6 months'
no, I won't.
time?
I won't pre-order it. No, not at all.
Exactly. So it's
It's
like,
just weird.
why do you have to wait for something like seven
Do
months
you
out?
do
Just
you
wait,
get
wait.
do you get something for pre-ordering it now? Like, is there something in it that you get immediately?
Oh yeah, you can get like different pets and
Well,
portals
then that's
and
why they're doing it.
armors.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
absolutely why they're doing it. Because they want the
you know,
loot, man. Which is odd.
I
They don't
know.
usually do that. I mean, usually the pre-order is like, oh, when your game comes out, here's your chance to get this thing that you got to grind 400 hours for. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So
I
anyway,
know, but I know. I mean, I like Diablo as much as the next fan does, but it's like if I want that stuff, I just wait when the expansion comes out, and yeah, so that's just me.
yeah,
So hey,
yeah.
people can spend their money how they want.
Yeah, I don't tell people how to spend their money. I can recommend, like, hey, psst, maybe not get this one. But anyway, well, let's move on to the next one, which I am really excited about now, which is Fable. This trailer looked better. It did show, it showed gameplay. Still no UI or it still looked very fabricated, but the game itself just looks good. The
Yeah, it
tone,
does.
the humor, everything just screams Fable. I think they get it. I think these guys actually get what made Fable so much fun, and even the main character looks way better than that last trailer. Um,
Yeah, she does. And
yeah, so
obviously,
it looks actually
Playground being a British studio as well. They
yeah.
get the
They
humor.
get they
They
get the
got the right
humor right,
actors,
right.
and yeah, so
Yeah, it looks like they're
very
actually
enjoyable for me.
using the face from the actual actress that is portraying this. Um, this looks good. I mean, we can move on. There was just a little bit of story element in it of who maybe the antagonist is going to be. I don't know, but 2025. Most likely, it's going to be fall 2025. This will be their big game for fall. Still don't really have any details on like, is it going to be co-op? Is it going to be, I mean, even if it's a year away or a year and a half away, a little bit of detail would have been great. So anyway, I don't
Yeah,
know.
they probably do that like next year, say like January. You know how they do these dev directs.
Yeah, it would
Say,
be
hey, look,
great.
here's the information,
Yeah, I mean,
stuff like that.
I like it when somebody comes out and goes, "Hey, this is what you're going to be doing in this game." Let me show you.
Yeah,
Here's a controller in my hand. I'm playing it right now. Watch this. That's what I want to
yeah.
see. They don't do that much anymore.
No,
Uh,
I think because like where we had like E3 and presentations, they sort of had to show people there because these huge crowds are there. Now it's just a live stream. It's like, oh yeah,
yeah, you're right.
here's the trailer.
Maybe they
Click.
just kind of like, oh God, thank God
So
we don't have to do that anymore.
I think even the location, I might be wrong, but I think even place where they had this conference was still the live stream, not live. It was just a pre-recorded live stream.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure it was pre-recorded. Yeah, absolutely.
So
Well, that's okay
yeah,
though, and that's what I like about Xbox, that they come out and they go, "Hey, how's it going? This is what we're doing." Blah blah blah. Trailer, 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 and then somebody else comes up. It's like, "This is what we'd like to thank so and so or do this," and sorry for closing your favorite studio. And then they go to trailer, 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 trailer. Um, I watched some of the other expos like PC Gamer, which is god freaking awful. Oh my god! Like, why do they spend money on having two people say these stupid attempts at comedy in between trailers when it's just all we want to see is trailers?
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. So this is good. So anyway, all right, moving on to the next one was Fragpunk coming out next year. This looks like total garbage to me. I like the concept of a PvP game where you get a chance to change something on the map on the go, like flip it upside down or add, giant heads or stuff like that. But man, I don't think I'm the only one that is just really tired of this oversaturated, Overwatch looking hero
Yeah,
shooter. Just
yeah.
like
That's
check,
my
check, check, check. Oh, but it's got this one, other little thing
thing.
about it that makes it different.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I felt with like the hero shooter type feel of it. But there is an element that whole like changing the game mode. It did intrigue me.
it does,
I
but
don't know how it will actually work out in
the
practice. I think everyone's gonna be
yeah,
pissed off that the map is changing.
yeah,
So I don't know how that would actually play in real time.
I don't
But
know.
the whole like big head thing, that was such a throwback.
Yeah,
Wow, big head. I remember doing those cheat codes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
it felt more,
it's a neat premise.
yeah, it felt more like like use stuff of nostalgia and stick it in a hero shooter. I don't know how that works, but I'm assuming that's gonna be like a free-to-play title.
Oh yeah,
I
I
hope
would
it.
think so. Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
I mean, I thought
But
Concord looked a little better than this. I'm just a little tired of these. And I might,
yeah,
again, that's
yeah,
my opinion. I might be the only one, but I don't think I am. I think it's just like, when games start to look identical, like if you, what was it? Like Ubisoft's um, lineup, like last year, I think was like, I watched all those trailers. I couldn't tell you which game was which. They just all looked exactly the same. And this doesn't fall into that with all these other trailers, but it does fall into that. Just I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of the way it's represented, the gameplay. It's one of those that it's going to come out. It might be huge for like 10 minutes, and then you'll never hear about it again.
probably.
Yeah. So let's move on. The next one is Winter Burrow, which is a mouse survival game. Sure.
Yeah.
This game is, I mean, if you like survival games, why not be a mouse? Aesthetically, this game looks good. It looks like it's got like a hand-drawn art style to it with a story. It does look like it has an overall story, which is not always present in survival games, but I mean, it's going to be on Game Pass early
Yeah, it was
2025. We'll try it.
it was a cute little looking game. Although I wasn't expecting the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hey, I met the mouse. Oh, the owl took away. Oh no.
Like, oh, I'll catch you later, I guess. Anyway, go watch the trailer. You know what we're talking about. The next one is kind of funny. This one's called Mixtape, and it's about. As soon as I saw this thing, when the kid picking up the headphones and the tape deck, I'm like, oh, this is going to be set in the '90s, and it's going to be about a bunch of teenagers, and they're going to be in a car. And they said it is like, there it is. There's teenagers, and it's in the '90s, and now they're in a car. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
How when it gets to a point where you watch a trailer and you see 4 seconds of it, and you can tell exactly what this game is going to be, maybe there's something wrong. I don't know. But this is a story game about some teenagers that make a lot of noise and they have a mixtape. I don't know. I mean, I'll just wait for the
I,
Netflix show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen in that. I don't know. It's, I guess the music's gonna be good with having
Yeah,
mixtapes
yeah.
in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Uh,
the trailer, just doesn't really show a whole lot. This might end up being a breakout hit of next year. It comes out, 2025. It might be funny. It might be great. I don't know. I will if it's on Game Pass, I'll definitely try it. But
I
just very
I think it
predictable as
is,
far as a trailer.
but yeah, not
Yeah.
sure. I think it was.
And then next up is a new iteration of Flight Simulator 2024, which will be out on November 19th. And I didn't want to talk about this, but Liam suggested we talk about it because you can now get out of your plane or your helicopter. And that is, I have to admit, that is kind of cool,
Yeah, yeah. Game of the year. We're right
Yeah.
here.
I can land on my house and get out and go in it and just lay on the couch and play a different game, apparently. It's in this, so, which is what everybody does. There's my house. I'm gonna crash into it. Bam, and then you uninstall.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you did something like that? Then that'd be some inception. Just land at your house and go in it. Like,
Right. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell? There's my mail. It's got my address on it. What is going on here? It's like, yeah, that's getting a little bit too. Well, I mean, it's Microsoft. They know exactly what I'm doing right now. So
Yeah,
why not
probably,
just put it
yeah.
in the game? When this came out, when Flight Simulator came out, the other one, the one previously, of course, I installed it on my Xbox Series X. And then the cool thing about this game, though, is that it has real-time weather. So if you like look up your closest airport and take off from there, it is basically the weather that's outside your window.
Yeah.
So when the year it came out, there was like 3 hurricanes at one time
Oh wow.
that we were having, and people were flying into them. Like the hurricane was in the game because it was real-time weather. It takes the weather from satellite imagery and it makes it in the game in real time, and people were just flying into these hurricanes. I have to admit, that's really cool, and that is some really innovative stuff that is maybe goes
Yeah.
unappreciated or maybe unnoticed because it says Flight Simulator on it.
Yeah, I don't think it's played by a lot of people outside of people who like are
Love
into
planes.
simulators hardcore.
Yeah.
But some of the activities just I don't know. I might want to try it, although it's 200 gigs. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's like 200 gigs and 30 frames per second, and it's I don't know, it's kind of
I didn't even realize this was a new one. I thought it was a DLC. when
No,
it
it's
first
it's a
got
new
got
version.
announced.
Uh,
It's a new version completely.
yeah,
So,
it is.
yeah.
When Flight Simulator was popular, there was like Flight Simulator, and then there was Flight Simulator like 89 or I don't know, something like that. I had Flight Simulator 95, which came out when Windows 95 came out, and I played the crap out of that thing. And because it was a simulator, and it was, it was new. But yeah, this is what they used to do, is kind of have like a new iteration of it. I think the
Yeah,
last
so-
one they did was like Flight Simulator 2000 or something like that, and then everybody kind of lost interest. But yeah, this is going to be on Game Pass, obviously, on November 11th. So I mean November 19th.
Yeah. So I might just
Dip
download
into
it.
Yeah.
Try and fly a plane and crash into a mountain.
There you go.
That's normally what I do. So
The next one is, well, it's just an Elder Scrolls. It really was just a fun little video showing like the goofy stuff that you do when you play the game, and kind of hey, it's thanks for 10 years of Elder Scrolls Online. I thought it was kind of fun. It was just, it didn't really announce much. Their new DLC comes out in a couple of days, the Gold Coast, but that's not what this was about. This was about like, seeing all the stuff that you may have done with your friends, over 10 years, and it's kind of cool. Maybe you want to get back into Elder Scrolls Online. So mission accomplished. But yeah, they have another huge DLC on the 18th of this month, and it's another well-supported game. If you like MMOs, or if you don't like MMOs, but you like RPGs, I suggest trying this. It's on Game Pass. Give it a whirl. You can play it completely solo. There is so much content, so much stuff to do, so many places to go, and varied. Oh man, it's just endless. Just I don't think anybody's finished that game. Just go do it. The next one is Life is Strange Double Exposure. Now, I thought this was really cool. So this is you play a girl that her friend dies, and then somehow she has the ability to go into another universe, a parallel universe where she didn't die. And by dipping in and out of these two worlds, you try to figure out how to save her in your world, or at least solve a murder. Looks very interesting. If it's
as a huge Life is Strange fan,
yeah,
it took me by surprise as to who it was. Thought, wait a minute, that's Max, which is
that
the
somebody
protagonist from the Life is Strange, the original Life is Strange.
Oh, the first game?
That's who she is.
Oh, the girl,
Yeah.
the high school girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
her.
Oh.
Which I don't think anyone caught at first because the art style looks so different.
Well, the graphics have changed since then. That
Yeah,
was, you know,
graphics have changed.
eight,
that
9 years
yeah,
ago.
so yeah, it's her,
Yeah.
and that's why she has these time powers. So now
Okay.
they've evolved into this parallel world time shift.
Yeah. That's cool. And I always like a good murder mystery. I couldn't. Is this going to Game Pass? I didn't notice if that.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
I didn't think so.
And I looked at the pricing, and I don't know about the older ones because I used to love. But this is a full $70 title. So
Really?
were those games $70?
No.
I don't remember them.
No, they
being like that.
were
I
discounted.
swear they're like 40. Or
They were around
something.
40 or 50.
But yeah, this is a whole like $70 plus deluxe edition. I thought.
Well, I mean,
Really?
maybe it's a 15-hour game. It might be.
Yeah, so I'll have to see what the actual game has. You know, how much content? Because normally these games are just like Telltale. They're like 5 episodes and very good. But yeah, but I was surprised about the price. I was like, really?
Huh. Yeah,
Tell you what, though,
that is kinda
Max
weird.
has no good luck in these games though. First game, your friend dies. The second game, your friend dies.
Wow. So if you see her, just no thanks.
Just I don't want to be friends with you. Just leave me
Yeah,
alone.
no
please.
thank you. I'll keep on trucking. Well, this comes out on October 29th of this year, just in time for Halloween. Okay, so now we're going to get to something that I'm now really excited about, and that's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Dumb name. Still a dumb name. God damn, that name is so stupid. But this trailer this trailer hooked me. This looked like the movie. Troy Baker actually sounds much more like Harrison Ford in this trailer. The overall look of the trailer looks more cinematic, looks more movie-like than the previous oversaturated kind of like painting-looking aesthetic. I don't really know how to describe it. It didn't really show gameplay. It just kind of showed a cutscene, but it gives you an indication of like, kind of like where you're going and what you're going to be doing, and
Yeah, I think there was some gameplay around in it, but
a little
that
bit,
big
yeah.
scene, yeah.
I mean, they show like a montage of him throwing the whip, punching Nazis, and I'm afraid that's going to be like the extent of, like actual gameplay is sneaking up behind almost said zombies, behind Nazis and punching them out. But I'm okay with that.
I don't mind just using a whip and taking Nazis out. Yeah, that's fine.
Hell yeah,
But yeah, they definitely captured the movie feel of it.
yeah.
I don't know. How did you feel with the Nazis just going off at Americans and saying their beer's crap?
Oh my god! I was watching that. It's like that guy's having a little too much fun. It's like, oh, you Americans! I thought that was hilarious. Now, this is about Machine Games, and this is guys that made the Wolfenstein games. And if you've never played those, these games have really good characters and really good writing and can be really funny at times. And I'm very confident that we're going to see a lot of that in this game because Indiana Jones has a lot of action, a lot of interesting characters and humor. and it shows in this. And yeah, that guy cracked me up. I mean, that was just funny. Uh, and did you notice at the end? I don't know why this was in. I think it's just something maybe they threw in, but they threw in a reenactment of the giant ball from Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be in the game or if that's just a something fun to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of weird.
That might be in there just as a nod, like, hey, look.
Yeah, it might be just
it's like little film
like,
nods about
yeah,
Raiders
like
and
how good does this look? Like, check it out. Looks just like the movie. But yeah, it does look a lot better. It sounds a lot better, and I am way more excited about it than I was before. I even kind of got the way that it's like you got a map. You go here, you fly there, you go through this thing, and you find this a piece of the puzzle, and the bad guy show. It kind of gave me vibes of Indiana Jones and the was it the Lost City of Atlantis, the old like point and click game that LucasArts did years ago. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. The Fate of Atlantis, that's what it was. Yeah, that game is. I mean, it looks terrible now, but very exciting to play. And that's exactly what you were doing in that game, is going here and going there, and you have somebody with you, and they help you out, and then the Nazis show up. So yes, I'm really excited about that. No release date. This comes out this year, Liam. This year, 2024. It's June. Like, where's the release date?
Well, as far as I know, from the last sort of announcements and rumors, this was going to be slated in December.
Okay.
So it's either could drop this year or it could just slip into next year.
No. That's not going to happen. We'll see. I mean, we'll just have to wait. The next one is Mecha Break. I thought this was a Gundam game. I think everybody did.
Basically, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, look,
Gundam."
Gundam.
Gundam on speed. Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is a great representation of the anime, and it's Mecha Break. It may be part of that. I don't know, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, do you know anything about like Gundam or?
No idea.
Me neither. I'm surprised I know what Gundam was. Yeah, it looks cool, and not something I really probably am gonna play, but that's gonna be next year. And then the next one is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. This looked a lot like what's that? Phantom Blade Zero, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like almost the same game.
There is a lot of what do I call like overlap between these type of games.
Yeah, it's like character, big sword, fighting enemy that looks like something from a fever dream, really really fast. It's. I mean, I guess I guess that's a genre on its own, if you want to call it that. And if you do it well, it could be good. This game was really pretty. I mean, but yeah, this comes out in 2025. We'll probably see like 5 more trailers of it. So we'll know more, when after that like 4th trailer. And then the next one is another game that I am personally excited about, and I wish it was I wish they would have dropped it yesterday. But this is Avowed. This trailer was more of like a magic, showing the magic system and story and kind of the lead up to like what's going on, why you're there, who are you, what you're doing, and still no release date. It says 2024. However, Tom Henderson says that he talked to Carrie Patel, who's the director of the game, and she's been saying November 12th.
Yeah.
So
they had like a deep dive today, and on the website.
What?
On their actual website,
yeah.
They had it on as November 12th. That's been since removed.
Oh,
but
really?
It was on there. It was on there. I mean, like if that's your plan release day, I don't know why I can't say it. I know. Yeah, just say you wanted to release this year. But Yeah, I like the look at this game. Something actually surprised me with all the sort of Magic Skyrim looking uh, gameplay. You can play in actually first person or third person if you want, which was why didn't they show that
What?
at the showcase? Yeah,
That's totally new.
yeah. That's what I mean. I had a
Man,
deep dive.
this is what Obsidian does. This is exactly what they do. They have this game. It's like, oh, this is what you're going to be doing. This is what you're going to be doing. Okay, bye. And then right before the game comes out, it says, "Oh, did we mention that you get your own ship and you get to do this and you get to do that?" And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah. And then when it comes out, we're gonna have a deep dive, and it's like, oh, by the way, you're gonna be, and like, oh my god. So I'm not surprised that they've got some secrets. They like to kind of keep things, close to
But
their
I,
chest
I think
until.
I think something like that would have done better at the showcase as well, because not everyone likes first person stuff.
Man,
So just say that. I don't know. That felt odd. So, but I'm more interested now that you can switch perspectives.
yeah. I mean, I'm all for first person. I mean, I'm one of the few people that if you do first person melee good, it's a winner. I mean, I just think I like it. Third person's fine, but if you can go to third person and if you like that kind of thing, if you give it a choice, I always like choices.
Yep, choice is always good.
But this game really does look good. It's really pretty. I liked it. I was kind of hoping it's like, well, I want like a dark, you know, theme, and now seeing everything, I kind of changed my mind. I'm like, I like the beautiful like
Yeah,
elfish looking
Ve-
stuff, and
it was very colorful and magical.
yeah, yeah. I think I like that, and I'm really. I mean, maybe they changed the date because they're like, hey, is this game ready? Can we just release it in a couple of weeks? And Carrie's like, oh, Phil, absolutely, it's ready to go. We went gold like a week ago. We're just waiting for you to. And he's like, okay, sure.
Apparently, it's actually done as well. Like the whole game,
Well,
they're just polishing.
they've got nothing coming out until November. Just release it anyway. Okay.
I know,
Yeah.
just
All
to
right. Well,
annoy you
for my
more.
own sanity, let's move on to Atomfall. Now, they started showing this, and they showed Rebellion. Now, Rebellion makes Sniper Elite games, which I love. My wife and I play these co-op when a new one comes out. She loves when we play co-op. She loves to shoot enemies in their testicles. And if you've never played
Yep.
a Sniper Elite game, it has the X-ray vision where it shows the bullet like going through a body. Now, when you play co-op, it shows when you land a shot like that, you watch what your co-op partner is doing. So I'm playing the game, and every 12 seconds, I have to
Yep.
watch some Nazi getting his balls shot off. Because that's apparently the only target that my wife is targeting. I'm like, God, will you go for a headshot at least? And she just laughs and laughs. So I was kind of excited about it. But then when I started seeing different things, like a mech, and there was something else in it, I'm like, oh man, this is great. They're going to actually do something different, and they have. This is like a 1950s alternate universe. I guess nuclear fallout kind of thing. I mean, it's not Fallout, obviously, but it's in your neck of the woods in Britain. And it really didn't show gameplay. It just kind of showed settings and things that you're going to
Yeah,
probably be
because
doing. But
I was just like expecting a new sniper elite. I thought, hey, look, it's new sniper elite. Oh wait, no,
yeah,
this
yeah,
isn't.
something
Not really, very
entirely new,
different.
and it's called Atomfall. And this is coming out next year, so I'm gonna keep my eye on this. I'm kind of excited about that too. These guys are a great double A studio. They're not large, but they've always made good stuff. They made Alien versus Predator back in the day, back in like 2000. What was that? 2002 or something? 2001, 2002 on PC. And I'll tell you a quick little story. I used to have 3 PCs in my office, and I invited some friends over one weekend to play Counter-Strike. This is back when Counter-Strike was still, really popular. But instead, I went to the store and I bought Aliens vs. Predator. When they got there, I said, let's try this game first. And now this was, you can play a Predator, you can play a Space Marine, or you can play an Alien. and it's a death match. And one of the guys I work with played a Marine. He's like, "Oh, I want to play a Marine," and the other guy got a Predator. I played the Alien, and every time I attacked him, he screamed like a 4-year-old girl. To the point of my neighbor came over knocking on the door to find out if we were okay. And I'm like, no, it's just my coworker is a tiny baby. Apparently it screams like a little girl. So, but yeah, they made the updated version back in like 2011, which was pretty good as well. And then all the Sniper Elite games. So I'm excited to see what they've got going on next. Now, the next one is Assassin's Creed Shadows. It has a release date of 11/15/2024. We talked ad nauseum last time about this game, so I think we can move on. Stalker 2 has a release date of September 5th, and this looked good. This looked better than the last trailer. That last trailer looked a little unpolished, and not at all like the showing they had when they announced the game like 4 years ago, but this one is finally getting released. And then if you don't know, this is was it GSG, I think, Studios. They're in the Ukraine. They were in full development when they got attacked by Russia. Some of the devs suited up, went to war. Some of them didn't make it back home, so they had to move the entire studio to Poland and set up there. So production, they kind of put them back about 2 years. Understandably. So, but this game is looking great. And this is Game Pass game, right?
Yeah. It will be on Game Pass day one.
Game Pass day one. It is a multi-plat. I think eventually it's going to PS5. So if you're on PS5, you might have to wait a little bit, but
I think everyone. Well, I think most people should buy it anyway. What the developers went through. If you like it, buy it. Because they literally went through hell to get this out.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that's serious stuff. But it looks good, and it looks a lot like Metro. The original Stalker, I think, kind of somebody that made Stalker read the Metro books, obviously, but Metro was a representation of those books. This is kind of like that. I love the Metro game, so I think I'm probably going to really love this one. And then next, out of nowhere, they just popped up with some new consoles. So according to their website, right now, you can get a regular Xbox Series X in the U.S. for $408.99. The new discless version, which is white, is $449.99. And the new Galaxy Black is $599.99. So $100. That does have a 2 terabyte drive in it. So for 1 terabyte, it's $100. Now, the new Series S 512, the original Series S 512 is $299 still. The 1 terabyte is $349.99. Liam, tell me why it's $150 for 512 mega RAM.
Mega RAM.
I'm sorry, Giga RAM.
Download more RAM.
Yeah,
the storage is.
That's kind of an issue. Why would anybody buy a $349.99 Series S with a 1 terabyte in it when you can get a 1 terabyte external drive if you need it for almost the same price? Especially the fact that and that would give you 1.5 terabytes.
Well, to be honest, I actually did wonder. I wonder how much I get for my Xbox. 2 terabyte looks interesting.
I know,
but the pricing of those consoles. I don't know. I know they're taking a loss on these storage. These storage solutions. I have to get to the PS5 for a better storage solution, but why aren't these SSD prices going down?
I don't know. Like right now on Amazon, you can get a 512 for $79.99. That's what goes in the back of the Xbox. That's not just a regular stick. Of course, a regular stick of NVMe is cheaper, but for $80 you can get, that's less than the 150 you're going to pay more for the one
Yeah.
turn.
So
It's just weird. I don't understand that. I think they just don't care. They're just like, whatever, buy it, don't. We don't give a shit. Just get Game Pass.
yeah,
But still, if you're gonna have Call of Duty on your platform, I think this is a great opportunity to drop some prices. Take a little bit more of a hit, but maybe adopt some more people into your ecosystem and Game Pass. But what do I know? I'm not a millionaire, nor do I run a $1 trillion company. So maybe you shouldn't listen to me. But as far as the discless version, $449.99, I think that should have been $100 less.
probably, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Especially.
And it probably will for the holiday. Like it might say
Yeah.
$449, but I guess I bet you when it lands for a limited time, it's going to be like $399.99. What do you bet?
I think there might be some stores in the US right now that have X at $3.99 with some special offers.
Well, yeah, and they themselves have lowered the price of the regular one for $408.99, which is kind of weird to announce a new console, not a new one, but a different version.
Yeah.
And then discount the one that's already available that you can go buy today. Like,
yeah. So
are they getting rid of stock on the regular Series X?
I don't know because this new Series X that they're coming out with this 2 terabyte option is a limited edition. So I don't think it'll continue with that.
No, it won't. It's a limited edition, probably just for the holiday. And then
so I think just go back to the normal one. Yeah.
I don't know. That's really weird. They're so weird with nowadays with their consoles. It used to make a lot of sense. The Xbox One made a hell of a lot of sense. No, it didn't. That's totally wrong. So yeah, where they just continue in the onslaught of not making sense. So let's wrap this thing up with Little Gears of War. Not a little Gears of War, a big Gears of War. Okay, so this trailer dropped, and immediately I knew what it was. But I thought, and probably most of us, like, why is JD? What's going on with that? No spoilers for Gears 5, but that was kind of a question mark. And then I saw his beard, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then it was like, oh, that's a locust. I got confused. And then you start to hear the music from the very first trailer. The what's the name of that song? Something World. And it's slow, and this is purposefully, and just slowly started looking at like, wait a minute, this is Marcus Phoenix. He's young. He doesn't even have a there's no Lancer. He's got the old, bayoneted, rifle. The old Lancer, whatever it's called. It's called Retro Lancer but obviously it's not retro if it's today, right? It's probably just a Lancer.
Everything's old, just call it retro.
Right, yeah. I think I'm overthinking this. But anyway, so very brutal. It kind of gave the Diablo trailer a little run for its money for a second. Then he the floor falls in. He almost falls to his death, and here comes Dom picking him up. And grown men cried. Holy shit. Gears of War E-Day. To be announced, of course. No gameplay, no nothing. Just a CGI trailer of, man, why do they do this to us? I mean, come on. We're not seeing this for a while, unfortunately. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think this is going to be a 2025 game. I think this is going to be a 2026 fall release, probably 2 years out. But man, it looks brutal. It looks dark. It looks like original Gears of War. And the developers have said that. They said, we wanted to make this before going back to the story. We wanted to show how Dom and Marcus met. apparently their first mission together or whatever. And E-Day, the day that the locust came up out of the ground. So, that's just super exciting for them to get back to that dark, horror type theme of fighting monsters, man. What did you think about this?
I love that trailer. Of course, the whole show.
I watched it like 9 times.
Come on, where's Gears? Come on. Yeah.
Did you see the Coltrane figure on the counter?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a when he gets up right before he grabs the TV, you'll notice he knocks some stuff off the counter, and there's a little Coltrane thrash ball figure that he knocks off. Because of course they haven't met yet. That's like 14 years later, but that's when Coltrane was a thrash ball star.
Yeah, but when he actually went, now one more thing, I thought this has got to be it, and then the Xbox went red. I thought, oh, finally, it's actually going to be Gears.
Yeah.
But nobody expected E-Day.
No.
Nobody expected that, and I'm glad that wasn't leaked, because that was a holy shit moment.
It was, yeah. When they looked out on into the background, and this is a lot of Gears fans want a game in this setting. When you play Gears 4, there's the beginning of it, they kind of go through, okay, this is the Pendulum War, and you're fighting these guys, and then they go through E-Day and everything, and it's an actual setting that you play in Gears 1, and it's all dilapidated and just torn down, and just like everything else, it's like what they call Broken Beauty or something like that. But here it is, in full glory, untouched, and then this, I forget what they're called, the big claw things come out of the ground. God, I can't think of words today. Great podcast host. Just forget all your words. And then you fight it, and I think at that point a lot of people are like, we want this game. We want this game where you're just like, hey, what's going on, man? That war was like,
this?
Yeah, it's like, oh god, it was 20-year war, man. It's all over. Let's celebrate. What is that? And then you're back into the fight.
I played Gears 4. I didn't play the original Gears at first. So I started with Gears 4, and then I got into Gears 5.
Yeah.
The remaster of 1 came out, and I got all the rest of the Gears games. But I still wanted to see what happened after 5. Because obviously I played 4 and 5, and that's my introduction. When I saw this, I thought, Gears 6? No, that's not Gears 6. But I understand that they wanted to go to the more original, gritty Gears theme. Not everyone liked the open world of this, and is this more compact, and Gears 5 just ends like, and that's the war. And what do you mean?
Well, it ended with we need to go kill the queen, and it's like, yeah, let's go kill the queen. Yeah,
and it just ends.
Credits roll. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I know. Oh, I think it was an extra scene that they missed, because you kind of get to the end, and it's like, and then the war continued, and we'll find the queen, and it's like,
well, 6 was supposed to pick up a little bit after that. Well, I mean, it will. I mean, they said on their website that they are on Twitter that they are making 6. They're continuing that story.
Yeah, they're making 6. Yeah.
But I think that, man, if this is, it feels a little bit like fan service, but at the same time, it's like, yes, give us fan service. I liked 4 and 5. I didn't like 4 as much as I did 5, but I did miss that overall tone of, dark. And I kind of wish they would stop listening to everybody. I think devs, you need to listen to what's wrong with your game, but not the artistic things that you use. I don't know. I don't know really how to say it without sounding, like an oxymoron. But when the first Gears came out, everybody said, "Oh, it's just brown and gray. It's nothing but brown and gray and red. Brown and gray and red. Like, do you have any other colors?" It's like they made it that way to give an overall tone. I loved it. I loved the fact that it looked like some scenes were completely devoid of any color. And
yeah, so Yeah, that's how you do a dark
Yeah, and
theme.
that's exactly right. It's
it's
supposed to be
not big,
gritty and dark,
colourful. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then in 4, it was like, well, everything's renewed, so it should look bright and But even through 2 and 3, they kind of like were like, okay, we'll put more color in it. 3 was like, holy shit, man, you guys are going nuts. Like there's every color in every scene. Like stop it. It completely started to lose the entire overall feel of the game aesthetically.
Mm.
Not feeling, but you know what I mean. And then 4 and
I guess,
5 uses every single color known to man in every single scene. It doesn't look bad. It looks beautiful, but at the same time, it doesn't have any. It's the game should start off very colorful and then slowly get to where it's just like, back to that. We're at war again.
yeah, because maybe that's what it was. Like we don't feel there's a huge war, and that first sort of day
Yeah.
for Gears is that kind of sort of, this is like the biggest shitstorm
Yeah.
of a day. Like we're in hell, and yeah, it has to be dark and brutal because that's what it would be. Whereas the other games are sort of expanded and open world, and but they're just focus on this this day and this whole like dark period that they're doing. So
yeah, and I think this
really good.
Yeah, and they hit the tone with that perfectly with this
Yeah.
trailer. And it's gonna. I think it's. I'm excited about Gears of War again. I really am. It seems.
I think
like
a lot of people are.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people.
I think they were kind of like, maybe we should do this first and kind of get back a lot of the people that left.
Go back to roots.
Yeah.
And you start again, because a lot of people are like, oh, Gears Collection or Gears 6, and as much as we'd love either of them to happen, this is the game that people actually want.
Yeah.
This is the one.
That was one thing in the original Gears of War that I kind of felt like, I liked the idea that it wasn't the beginning of a war. You were kind of coming in the middle of it. So it's like they knew what they were fighting. And it was scary at some points, but it didn't have an overall horror theme because they've been fighting them for years. With E-Day, it's like they don't know what anything is. They don't know where they're coming from. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to fight them. And that is like a true horror theme for
definitely.
For basically anything. So, yeah, super excited about this. Hope to see it, I don't know, soon.
I hope we see, if it's not out next year, I hope we get an expanded reveal trailer at some point. But I'm hoping that everything is in a year-ish of all these games that we have.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time for me to let go of the Gears of War collection, or even 2 and 3 on PC. I think it's just time for me to let that go, because if they showed this, and this is maybe 2 years out, or maybe even further, then they would have shown a Gears collection maybe. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'll call Phil later and give him shit for it, But anyway, so overall though, excellent show by Xbox. They needed it. Holy shit, did they need it? And I think they've won some people back and given them a little bit of comfort owning an Xbox. And then next week we'll probably talk about some other stuff that we saw. There's so much this week. It is insane. I can't even keep up with the showcases. Ubisoft is doing theirs right now. I think there's probably another one in like 5 minutes.
I saw a little bit of news on Ubisoft. I wanted one thing from them, and it broke my heart again.
Yeah.
I saw the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
Well, we'll get into that next week, because we'll save all that and get that one in. So otherwise, have a good week, everybody. We'll be back. My music just stopped. You went on too long, but we'll be back next week. We'll talk about more of this stuff as it happens. God, we'll be talking about this for months. It's just the expos that showed up, that all the showcases and everything. But that's a good thing, right? I think it's a good thing. And my dog's trying to get in here and eat my fries. So, all right. Bye, everybody. Be well, be good, and get off Twitter. Stop hating.